started? Where do I
Now,
get that
now
video?
it started. Now it
No,
started.
it's starting now.
Yeah, it wasn't started before.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome.
Can we restart?
But I can't.
Anyway,
This is so weird.
do you want to say? Yeah. Guys, welcome to our channel.
This is gonna be our first video, and for this video, we're gonna be doing an advice giving video. We're all sophomores in high school.
So yeah, we're gonna be giving the best advice that we can. We asked ChatGPT to give us some questions that people may be curious about.
So the first question that we can all answer is, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone going through a tough time?
She's gonna go first.
So my answer to this question is probably, I just think honestly.
Can you look up this out?
Wait, yeah. Honestly, I think that when you're going through these times, a lot of times it can feel like you're stuck or something, but everything kind of happens for a reason, and it kind of just makes you a stronger and better person, even if it just doesn't feel like it at the moment. Everyone's experiences just kind of adds to their whole life story. So yeah, I just say stay strong. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, I think adding on to that, like, you know, like if something goes wrong, you're not gonna think about it again in like a year later. Like, it's not gonna be a big deal to you, especially if it's something small and that something that's really affecting you at a moment. Like, just think about that in a few months, or like even in yeah, I don't know, like even in a few weeks, like it's not gonna affect you as much anymore, and you're gonna be like, why was it such a big deal to me back then?
Yeah, like also, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and it'll all like work out in the end. So just like remember that you'll move past it, and it'll like be fine.
Yeah. Number 2.
How do you manage your time between school, extracurriculars, and personal life?
So as sophomores, I feel like this is an important thing for us, because also we all go to a very academic school, and like a big part of our life is academic. So like extracurriculars, I feel like I don't have homework from them. I just like focus in those classes. Like, for example, if I'm in my math class, like I actually pay attention. Like, I used to like not care about it, and I used to be like, why am I even here? So I used to like text during class and stuff, but now I know that's actually important, like the things I'm learning, because I can't learn them in school because the teachers don't even teach. So yeah, now I actually pay attention in all my extracurriculars, and I think that's really helped me this year, and that's something I'm gonna keep continuing for next year. Okay.
So for me, honestly, it really depends on what semester, because each semester, like, I'm kind of doing something different. Like, first semester of freshman year, that was like the musical. Second semester, swim team. Third semester, I'm actually not doing anything related to school. But based on my extracurriculars, like, honestly, I go home, and I get home around like 4:45, and then I'll like eat and like get undressed and like change my clothes and stuff, and that'll be till like 5, and then at 5 I'll start my schoolwork, and then from 5 to like 9-ish, that's like kind of like the time where I do my work. Around that, like, obviously I take like a few short breaks, and I usually like eat dinner around like 9-ish as well, and then like from like 9 to 10 I'll just be doing kind of like maybe like a really short workout or something, and then kind of just like me time. But honestly, sometimes like if I have a test the next day, I'm working till like 10:30 and I don't have any breaks. But extracurricular wise, I don't have any extracurriculars during the weekdays. I planned it that way so that I only have like 4.5 hours on the weekends, like worth of classes or stuff. And then I actually do get homework from the extracurriculars. So if you're wondering, oh, you have so much time at home to do your homework or something, it's because I'm also doing the extra work for my extracurriculars during the school days. So yeah.
Okay, so like for me, I think my freshman year, like first semester, I did not manage my time well at all, because I didn't have a first period. So the days before that, I would just sleep and not do any work, and I would wake up in the morning and do my homework, and I would not recommend that, because sometimes I couldn't finish it, and then I was like struggling to do it at brunch. But like second semester, I was on the swim team, and honestly, I feel like you have to learn how to balance your time well, like whether it was doing homework before practice, or like coming home after practice and like eating dinner while doing homework. And then this year, first semester, I was on the water polo team, and I feel like right before practice, a bunch of like my friends from the team and I, we would sit on a table and do our homework together. And then after practice, again, I would do the same thing as swim. But then, like, after water polo season ended, it's like I just have club 3 times a week. So on those days that I have club, I do try to either I take a nap before club because that just helps me be like less tired after, so I have time to do my homework. But then like I guess you just have to know when your best time to sleep is and how much sleep you can survive on, because if you're not getting your good amount of sleep, the next day you're gonna sleep through all your class, and that's not good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I think honestly just like arranging your schedule around sleep, because sleep is so important. Like when I don't get enough sleep, I just feel so sluggish, and I genuinely like don't have the brain power to do anything. So just try to be productive, like as productive as possible, so that you can get like, I honestly need like 9 hours of sleep. So yeah.
Wait, I need sleep too. Like, over the summer I sleep till like 1 p.m. But like genuinely, I think one thing that I could fix for next year, like next semester, is like my naps every day after school can lead up to like 2 hours. So and apparently like a good nap time, like enough of a nap is like 30 minutes. Yeah, so I'm not gonna, but I need to start taking shorter naps. Also, like recently, I used to have a really good sleep schedule in freshman year. Like I used to sleep when she sleeps at around like 10:30. But recently, with like finals especially, I had been sleeping at like over like 12, even like 1. So
Yeah, especially during finals week, I feel like you should prioritize your studying, and you should like make a schedule for yourself, because then you know exactly what to do with.
yeah. Number 3.
The next question is, what do you do to de-stress?
Okay, so what I do is I like playing my sports to de-stress, because I just feel like it takes my mind off of it, and I'm just focusing on like what I'm trying to do in that moment. Whether in water polo, it's like trying to get better because I just started, or in swimming, it's like focusing on like my speed because I'm slow, but it's okay. And then I feel like it's important to take breaks while studying too. So when I'm like really stressed out about a test the next day, I like calling my friends for like a short amount of time, because like they take my mind off of like my stress, and like they like always like make me laugh and stuff. So okay. So I feel like it's important to have like the people who can like take your mind off of the stress.
For me, I feel like I listen to music a lot. So recently I've kind of just been like sketching and listening to music. But I feel like watching YouTube or just watching a lot doesn't really take my mind off of anything, or it doesn't help me stress. It just makes me feel guilty about like what I'm doing with my time, and I feel like it just doesn't make me feel very good. So I kind of also just like meeting up with people. I mean, I like FaceTiming too and like debriefing, but like in person just hits different, you know? And then also I kind of stress eat. I'll do that.
Yeah, real.
Yeah. Wait, I kind of like, I also listen to a lot of music, and I think it's like half the time when I don't have any new songs like that I want to listen to, then I just don't even listen to music either. So I basically only listen to music when I like actually have songs I want to listen to. And one more thing is like, I also, whenever we're reading a book in school, I always read that as a de-stressor, like ahead of the class, because low-key it's usually interesting, but yeah, I don't know, that just makes me feel like I'm doing something productive, because then I won't have to read it again in the future, and it's like kind of soothing. Yeah. Question number 4.
The next question is, what do you do when you want to distance yourself from someone that you feel isn't the best influence? Oh, okay. So personally, I deal with this a lot. I deal with this a lot, and I think it's because I'm someone who, I really like to be around people. I'm super extroverted and stuff, but I also I'm not really attached to anyone. Like I can also like kind of live without people, I guess. Like they mean a lot in my life,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like ultimately the end goal is me. So I need to make sure that I'm doing what's right for me and that I'm doing right for the person that I should really just be looking out for. And even though it sounds selfish, that's genuinely the mindset that you should have. You should always put yourself first. But what I would say is, okay, so many of the times that I distance myself from other people, it kind of just happens naturally because we both feel like differences, or I get like really busy and I don't really have time for the person in my life anymore, and they kind of recognize that, and so they're like, they take it as a sign and they also kind of just distance themselves. But other times I've had to forcefully kind of do it, not forcefully, but I remember this one time in 5th grade, there's like this girl who, she wasn't the best friend, to say the least. She wasn't a very good friend, and I remember this one thing she did was kind of the last straw for me, so I kind of used that as a way to be like, you did this, like I don't really want to be your friend. And I think it's better than just pinning a bunch of things on one person, being like, you did this, this, and this, and this, and this, and just being like, I don't really agree with this thing that you did, I don't really want to be friends. And then another time was, I guess, yeah, another time that was like more forceful was probably in 8th grade. I had this like really good friend, but I think I just realized that our priorities were kind of different, and she cared about things that I no longer cared about. And I didn't want to do that whole thing, you know, when you don't really want to hang out with someone anymore, so your whole group tries to exclude the person, or they kind of just like don't include you in conversations. They do that whole kind of mean girl thing. I don't really like to do that kind of stuff, so I straight up told her. I literally sent her a message and I was like, hey, I kind of feel like I don't really want to continue this friendship, and I don't want to like string you along and just like keep you like guessing. I just kind of want to give you a straight up answer. And so I did that, and then we no longer talked, but now everything's fine. Like I think she realized why I did what I did, and we're like acquaintances now, so yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I feel like it's important to know the other person's side of the story. Like, yes, you know that you're feeling in one way, but you don't know what they're feeling, and like you don't know how important that friendship is to them. So I think communication is really important. Like you have to understand both sides of the story and why you guys are both feeling that way. And I think it's also important to like end on good terms. Like I feel like ending on bad terms with someone is like there's no point in that, because you guys have clearly like been friends before and like something had worked out. So I feel like if you just end on bad terms, it's just like there's like no point in that friendship being there, and you guys just wasted time. Like I think you guys should find a way to end on like even ground. And like again with like distancing yourself, I feel like it does naturally happen. Like if your guys' priorities are different, and like if you guys just have different like hobbies and stuff, or like you guys aren't in classes together and like you were already kind of like falling off with the person, it's going
Falling off.
it's like gonna it's like it's like gonna naturally happen, and there's nothing you can really do about that. But then again, that's kind of good because you guys are just ending on good terms. Like no one like got in a fight with anyone or anything. And yeah.
I think one thing about ending on good terms is like, even if it takes like you having to agree with something they did, or like not really saying exactly what you want to say, but just to like kind of make it more even and like not make them feel as bad, so that you can kind of end on good terms, is like I know that seems like not like right, but I think sometimes like letting go a little bit of the pride you have, like just to make that fight a little bit easier on both of you guys, is important. And then also, if they're a bad influence, you don't obviously have to like, if you end on good terms, you don't obviously have to like make them like stay your friend, like obviously, because you don't want them in your life anymore. But instead, I think just knowing that you were once friends is important, and knowing like, and instead of remembering what they did bad to you, like remembering the good times you had instead. Thank you guys for watching our first episode of our podcast.
Yeah, let us know if you want more videos like this, because honestly I really enjoyed making this.
Yeah. And yeah, I feel like also let us know what kind of things you want us to talk about, because advice is one thing, but like I feel like there's a lot of other things and more like conversation type videos if you want that too.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.